If you know somebody who could use some help marketing their business, if you would take the couple seconds to share this podcast with them, I would greatly appreciate it. Word of mouth is by far one of the best ways to organically market, so that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks.
What is up, and welcome back to the Matt Pete Marketing Podcast. Now, this is a little bit of a different episode in the sense that I am not in my home right now. I don't have my regular microphone, my regular camera set up. I'm recording right now at my parents' house. I was here for a wedding that I had this past weekend, and then my birthday. I just turned 30 years old. So a lot of big things happening. And I have a couple episodes in the bank that I could have edited, but I really wanted to bring this one to you for a good reason. So not this past week before, I got to go to Funnel Hacking Live. I was shooting video for John Lee Dumas. I had a great time hanging out with him and creating that video for him, but I wanted to share a lesson that I learned from one of the presenters, one of the speakers on the very first day. She got up there and she talked about, who do you serve? What are their goals? What do they want? That kind of stuff. And then she talked about listening to whoever you serve. Who is it that you need to be listening to? So she said she has a business where they have a really big business, and it started out with them doing info products. So they were doing weight loss. They had a course, a back end of showing people how to count the calories and how to do exercises correctly, that kind of stuff. It was informational. Their business was informational. And she said, she started hearing through the grapevine, it's like, hey, we really want you to come out with coaching. She's like, we're not a coaching company. We have a course, we do info products, that kind of thing. We're not coaches. So they kept pushing back on that for the longest time. Everybody's like, we really want coach, we really want coach. They were going to other people and hiring these weight loss coaches. So after a while, she's like, maybe this is something we look into. So they stopped their, whatever they were working on. They took a step back and they said, okay, we have the info product. Let's bring in some coaches and fill that need in our niche because people are asking for weight loss coaches. So they had the info product, they brought the coaches in, people started signing up. She said it was revolutionary for their business. Their business ticked up because they added a new element of what people were asking for. And time kept going on. She said she started hearing people asking about supplements, like protein shakes, that kind of stuff. And she's like, that's an area we never want to get into. You get into the consumables, that's totally different from like an online business. You're getting into physical products, everything. It's a beast that we don't really care to tackle. We're an online business, we don't want to do it. And again, same thing with the coaching. People kept asking and kept talking about it. And they were going to other places to get supplements. They would say, what's the best tasting supplement for women? And she's like, well, this one's, the best tasting, but it's not necessarily geared towards women. This one's geared towards women, but it doesn't taste great. So they would have these conflicting things where they're trying to refer people out. She said that after a long time, years of pushing back on adding the supplement to their business, they're like, let's look into it. What would that look like to add supplements? Just asking the question, just get the ball rolling. They ended up adding supplements. And she said that quickly, they have the monthly subscription, that kind of stuff. She said that quickly became their number one revenue generator for their entire business. And they have a multi-million dollar business. Then they're like, man, we actually did it. We thought we were an info product. Then we just thought we were an online with coaches and stuff. And then we added supplements. So like, we've done something we said we'd never do. How cool is that? And so they were like creating all the different flavors. And then somebody's like, hey, do you make protein bars? I'm like, no, we don't make protein bars. We're an informational coaching supplement company, guys. We don't do protein bars. Long story short, they ended up making protein bars. And she said that the retail side of their business now is by far the largest revenue generation stream they've ever had. And it dwarfs the info product and the coaching and all that. It just so much larger. And it's stuff that they pushed back on for years with the supplements. They could have had a bigger business. All of that to say, Funnel Hacking Live, if you're wondering if you should go, for one, yes, you should. I haven't used ClickFunnels in a while. Like I said, I was there shooting video for John Lee Dumas, but it was an amazing conference. It was off the charts, the production value, the quality, the quality of people that attended the conference, everything about it was just so well thought out. The speakers were phenomenal, like top-notch speakers. They had huge businesses. They've realized things. They've, overcome these struggles. It was just absolutely it's worth what they charge to go to this conference. So if you're wondering if you should go to Funnel Hacking Live next year, yes, I went there, bought the hat. They actually gave me a couple t-shirts. Um, and then, they did cool things like they announced ClickFunnels 2.0. Obviously, they're going to try to sell you stuff at the Funnel Hacking Live. So if you're like, I don't have the money to buy anything, just go into it knowing, hey, they're going to try to sell me their 2 Comma Club X training program, which is $2,500 a month. It's a little pricier. I did not sign up for that, but it is an amazing conference for entrepreneurs. So if you're wanting to go find an entrepreneurial conference that's going to help you in your online business, even physical product business, yeah, Funnel Hacking Live is amazing. Definitely check it out. 2, listen to who you serve. You have an audience, you're called to serve somebody. You're out there, you're producing content, you're serving, you're making products, whatever it is, you have a niche of this world that you're serving. You have clients. Whether you have a podcast, maybe you have 10 people listening to your podcast. Those 10 people are who you serve. Maybe you have a podcast or YouTube channel, whatever, and you have 1,000 people a month. Those people are who you serve. So you're serving them week in, week out. But are you listening to them? Because that can drive what they want in their business and what they want from you, where their pain points are. One thing that this speaker talks about is creating a pain bank, is what they call it. It's basically a form, a Google Forms, ClickUp, whatever you're using. Create a table of all of the pain points that you hear about from your audience, because that can drive the content that you produce more so than just coming up with something off the top of your head or creating a course that you think your audience needs without actually hearing from your audience that they need it. That's dangerous. So I would not advise creating a course before you get confirmation that that's what your clientele, who your people you're serving want. So listen to whoever you're serving. If you have one client right now, go to them and say, hey, how can I better serve you with whatever you're doing? Ask them how you can better serve them, because they're going to be like, hey, I would love it if I could get more of this. Or, I don't really use this thing. If you could take that out, like, that's feedback. They're your only client right now. So use that. Listen to who you are called to serve and adjust based on what you're hearing most frequently. Like when they created their protein supplements, they showed the list of all the different flavors they offer. And they didn't just go out and create flavors. They polled their audience. They said, hey, if we were to create a supplement, if we were to do it, what flavor would you want to see? And they made a chart showing this many people want chocolate, this many people want cookie dough, this many people want cotton candy. And it's like, that's what they used when they launched. They launched with the most popular flavor first for obvious reasons. So listen to your audience. That's what I want to throw out to you today. And I would love to hear from you. So if you're driving down the road, if you're cleaning your house while you're listening to this, whatever you're doing, know that I want to hear from you. I've got an email list of, I think, around 80 people now, so it's not huge, but I love it when people respond to the emails that I send out or comment on the Facebook post, because I get to interact with people that I'm serving, and it helps me better serve you guys. I absolutely want to do my best to serve you. So if you want to reach out, if you have a question about marketing, if you have a question about business, if you have a question about just my story, how I got to meet John Lee Dumas, anything like that, let me know. I'd be happy to talk and see how I can better serve you by listening to what your needs are. Reach out to me on Facebook, reach out to me on Instagram. The Matt Pete is where you can find me. If you want to email me, themattpete@gmail.com. Pretty much any social media, just type in the Matt Pete. You should be able to find me. And let me know what your problems are, what you're struggling with, what your issues are. So if I don't have the answers, I'll make it a priority to find them, because you're my target audience. You are who I want to serve. So if you come with me for a question, if I don't know, it's my job to find out, because I want to better serve you. That's what I'm going to be doing, to be listening to my my piece of the world a little more. What are you going to be doing to be listening to your part of the world? Hope this really helped give you some clarity on the next steps to take in your business. And remember that marketing really matters.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Matt Pete Marketing Podcast. If you know somebody who has a business and they could use some help marketing and growing their business, if you would just take a couple seconds to share this podcast with them, I would be grateful, and I know they would be as well. Thanks.